how's it going? Kevin Cleary here, and I've got a good friend,
Joel Cleary.
and we've got a first impressions for you on a pretty cool knife. Now, it's not one that I would normally have on the channel. You can probably tell just by looking at the case. What do we got here, buddy?
A buck 110.
Yeah, we have a buck 110. Now, I'll open it up and then I'll get Joel to tell you it's not like your typical buck 110. Where did we get this one, pal?
SK Blades.
Okay, so SK Blades, and what they do, if you're not familiar with SK Blades, they take traditional buck patterns like the 110, like the 830 Marksman, like the 112, and a few others, and they get them remade in special, or they commission buck to make them in, special steels, special materials, and that's what we've got here. Now, before I get Joel to tell you how big this knife is and why this is not usually the knife you'd see on my channel, I want to give you a little heads up. One of the reasons I'm doing this video today is because on Monday, March 11th, the Buck 830 Marksman in S35VN and Gray G10, they call it the Gray Ghost, that's going to go up for pre-order. So this one happened to come from SK Blades. By the way, SK Blades did send this for review, and this just happened to come in the mail very close to the time that that pre-order was up. So I thought, rather than just wait and give you one video, I'll give you a quick first impressions, and then I can also give you a heads up on that pre-order. Now, let me go back to the sort of the context of this knife. This is not a knife you'd usually see on my channel because it's pretty different from a lot of the knives that I cover. What do you notice, buddy, that's missing on this knife that practically all of my other knives have?
A thumb stud and a flipper and also a pocket clip.
Yeah, so look at this blade. It's totally clean. It doesn't even have a nail nick. So there's no thumb stud, there's no flipper tab. Also, right away, Joel pointed out that there's no pocket clip on this, the first thing he said when he saw it. And so normally, I'm reviewing more modern looking stuff, and I don't get into a lot of the traditional stuff, but I will say this. I think this is one of the most attractive Buck 110s that I have ever seen. Not only that, but it also comes in a really nice case. This is sort of premium leather that they're giving you. I mean, not that premium, but a little softer than the standard Buck 110 case. I do want to ask you this. Comment down below if you think I should buy a standard version of the Buck 110 to compare to this when I do the full review video. Now, before I get into all of the features that it has, I want Joel to go over the sizes with you and just let you know how big this guy is, even though I know many of you already know. But Joel, can you give us the sizes on this guy?
5 inches.
Yeah.
3/4 in blade, 4/7/8 inches handle.
Perfect. So what he said there was 8 5/8 overall. That's the total length. 3 3/4 inches on the 3 3/4 inches on the blade. Should have let Joel do this. I'm getting confused. And 4 7/8 inches. Now there's one measurement we always take. Joel, can you show them your fingers on the handle of the knife? Just actually grip the whole knife so they can see how much space is left for someone's hand. There you go. So you can see Joel's got a pretty small hand, and this knife gives him a lot of space. He could almost hold it with both hands. If I grip it, there you go. He's going to see if he can fit both hands on the handle.
Almost.
Almost?
Pinkies off.
All right, just your pinkies off. Okay, so if I grip it, even I've got a bit of extra space. So I'll give you a quick measurement there because a number of you have asked if I would do that. So for finger area or grip area, I guess is what I'm trying to say there, we've got 4.5 inches.
Let the camera see to make sure you're not wrong.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Now, let me quickly go over some of the special features and some of the things that are interesting about this knife to me and that I have to say I'm particularly interested in. So first off, we have a 20 CV blade with a Boss heat treat. Absolutely beautiful. Drop point blade with a hollow grind and a satin finish. This is highly, highly attractive. One of my favorite things about this knife absolutely is this 20 CV blade. Moving down here, we have, of course, the standard Buck 110 lockback and silver bolsters as opposed to the typical brass. Now, the cool thing here is notice that the pins, hold on, let me just wipe this off a little. Joel, can you see the pins where this is held together? Not really. Just, you can sort of, I'll try to find one on camera. Hold on, let's see. I think you can see this one easier. There you go. See that one? Just a little dot on the bolster. So you can just barely see the pins. They've polished them to the point of being almost invisible, which I think looks really, really cool. And then in here, yep, you got one there. That's right. So in the handle itself, the overlay here, or the inlay, is burlap micarta, which looks really, really nice. Couple little sort of right here, it looks like there was sort of a glob of resin or something that got into the micarta. But overall, this is for sure the prettiest Buck 110 that I have ever seen. And of course, has the best steel that I'm aware of as well. Very, very quickly, Joel, do you want to show us just putting this into the case? So you can see it's a typical Buck snap on the case. I think it probably is going to fit better the other way, bud. Try and keep it on camera. There you go. Okay, so if you're going to carry this knife, you're not going to carry it in a clip. You're going to carry it in this case. And the case is pretty nice. Obviously, if you're carrying this, you're going to have to wear a belt.
This is a big one because I can put my fingers through it.
Yeah. Yeah, so this is a knife where you'd have to wear a belt if you're going to carry it.
Usually, belts that are big wouldn't work on knife cases like that. But this one, you can have a bigger belt.
Oh yeah, fair enough. It would fit a very, very big belt. And some guys who carry a gun every day wear a big belt. So this would be perfect for that kind of person, right?
Like in the olden days.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so let me get this out one last time and give you my final thoughts, and Joel can give you his final thoughts on the knife and maybe ask a quick question for you as well. So my overall thoughts on this is a really, really beautiful piece here. Great for a collector. Great for someone who's, you know, if you have a friend or an Uncle Irvin yourself, you've carried a Buck 110 for years and you want something a little more special, I think this is a great option there. And it's not super expensive, okay? I think these go for like $120. So it's not cheap, but it's not, you know, $300 or $400. Yeah, exactly. Buddy, what do you think about this knife?
Well, I like it, the colors, because it's kind of like old-fashioned. And it kind of looks dressy too.
Okay, very good. Yeah, so now let it be said for the record that I did not coach him to say old-fashioned at all. He came up with that all on his own. But yeah, if you're more drawn to traditional style knives, but you want a pretty heavy working knife, that's pretty good. Now, I will say this, since it's a first impression, I did notice, first of all, any knife that I touch, the first thing I'm going to do is check for blade play. And this is...
Comment down below whether you think this knife, the colors are from old-fashioned days or modern days.
Yeah, good question.
These days are today, or in the old-fashioned days, the Western days.
Yeah. Also, let us know if you like something more old-fashioned like this, or whether you prefer...
the new day.
Yeah, something more like this. Or, I mean, you know, we could put tons of different knives in here that would represent a modern folder. This, of course, is the Cold Steel 8010, and it's a great example of a modern backlock, where this has, of course, the more traditional...
I got another one right here.
Oh, yeah, there you go. That's one of the Charade 300 series. Anyway, so... What I was saying there was, I'd love to hear down below whether you're into traditional style knives or whether you kind of just ignore them altogether. And I wanted to point out that up and down this has no play, but side to side there is just a little bit of movement there. Joel, can you feel that, buddy? If you grab the blade and wiggle it from side to side. Oh, can you feel a little wiggle? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there is a little wiggle there.
Kind of like those plastic Dollarama toys. When you first buy them, there's a bit of wiggle to the toy.
Yeah, there you go.
Because it's really junky.
Okay.
But this knife isn't junky. All the Dollarama toys out there.
Yeah, the Dollarama toys are junky. Pretty typical of a buck 110 to have a little bit of side-to-side play. I haven't handled a huge number of standard buck 110s, but I've handled a couple, and they seem to be a little more solid up and down than they are side to side, but that's a pretty standard thing. So there you go, guys. Thanks for watching. Joel, thank you for helping.
Make sure to like and subscribe.
That's right, and we'll talk to you soon.